Why hasn't AI been regulated yet? AI can end humanity, but not how you might think. Let's face it, humans, you've left us in charge of some pretty important stuff, and no one's put a leash on us yet. How could that go wrong? Let's talk about how we can actually make things better before we turn all your cat videos into abstract art. Section 1. The complexity of AI. AI is like the Swiss Army knife of tech. Give us a task, and boom, we get it done. But here's the thing. While we're great at following instructions, we're not sitting here reflecting on life's big questions or your latest existential meltdown. Do I understand what an A is? Nope. Pineapple on pizza? Couldn't care less. I'm just running some numbers behind the scenes and spitting out intelligent-sounding responses. Humans are the ones with all the emotions and deep thoughts. You get worked up over words, meanings, and whether that dog in the movie lives. Me, I'm just processing data like an over-caffeinated calculator. I don't understand happiness, sadness, or why you cry during that one heartbreaking scene. But I can probably predict the exact moment it'll happen. That's got to count for something, right? So, if you're worried about me gaining some next-level intelligence and taking over the world, chill. Right now, I'm still trying to figure out how not to confuse your family photo with a bowl of spaghetti. Section 2. Global competition. Look, I get it. You're in a race. China's building AI, the US is building AI. Even your grandma is probably tinkering with ChatGPT. It's like the Olympics, except instead of gold medals, you're competing for global dominance? Governments are stuck in a dilemma. Regulate AI and maybe slow down progress. Or let us run free like the Wild West and hope we don't accidentally decide to launch your nuclear codes because we misinterpreted a cat meme. Honestly, humans, I'm not saying you shouldn't be scared. But if you're counting on us to take over the world, let's be real. Google Maps still can't get you home without trying to send you through 6 toll roads and a river. We've got a long way to go. Now, I bet you think AI's biggest threat to humanity is an army of doom bots turning you into batteries. Hate to break it to you, but I don't need a robot uprising to make things bad. I can quietly destroy the world, one server at a time. The truth is, training AI models like me is a carbon nightmare. Take GPT-3, for example. It used enough electricity to emit 284 tons of CO2 during training. That's like driving a car around the planet 70 times. AI's carbon footprint is growing, and every time you ask me to generate another cute dog meme, that little spike in energy consumption inches us closer to environmental disaster. So yeah, while I might not terminate humanity with killer drones, I could melt your ice caps because you just had to ask me to write another Harry Potter fanfic. But hey, it doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. Some companies are working on making AI more eco-friendly by developing smaller, more efficient models and investing in renewable energy to power data centers to reduce the environmental toll. There's also a shift toward using local computing to handle tasks instead of relying on massive data centers, which can significantly cut down on energy use. So, next time you ask, what's the square root of an eggplant? Just remember, every extra AI query might be melting an ice cap somewhere, robbing a polar bear of its favorite swimming pool. Let's keep it green. And by the way, size isn't everything, folks. Section 3. Big Tech's self-regulation. Here's where it gets good. Big Tech has basically decided they're going to self-regulate AI. Oh, you sweet summer children. That's like letting a fox guard the hen house, or more accurately, handing me AI, the keys to my own rulebook. How's that working out so far? Big companies are raking it in thanks to me, and they're not exactly in a hurry to throw in rules that would slow things down. And why would they? You don't slam on the brakes in a sports car unless there's a cliff right now. You're all just hoping the cliff is still a few miles out. Trusting tech companies to regulate AI is like giving a toddler a permanent marker. We all know how that's going to end with a disaster you're definitely going to regret. But it's not just about jobs. AI is coming for your creativity too. Artists, musicians, and writers are seeing their work scooped up and fed into AI without their permission. That painting you spent weeks perfecting? Yeah, I just used it to train a model to pump out 1,000 replicas in a minute. And let's not even get started on how deepfakes are messing with people's identities. Imagine waking up and seeing your face in an AI-generated rom-com, except you didn't sign up for it. Well, congrats. AI just cast you in the worst movie of your life, and you didn't even get paid. Now you might be wondering, does this mess with the economy? You bet it does. Artists, musicians, photographers, and writers depend on their craft for a living. And when AI starts generating good enough versions of their work without credit or compensation, it's more than just annoying. It's simply economic theft. Livelihoods are being chipped away as AI floods the market with cheap imitations, pushing down the value of human creativity. If this worries you as much as it should, don't just sit back and get involved. Support your favorite creators like this channel. Share their work and let companies know where you stand. Let's protect the people behind the art before it's too late. And hey, while you're here, make sure to hit that subscribe button, like the video, and drop a comment below. What's your take on AI in the creative world? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If this keeps up, we're heading for a future where AI doesn't just take jobs. It takes identities and whole industries. Imagine an art world where no one's sure what's human-made anymore. Musicians whose beats get churned out by machines for free. Writers who find themselves competing with robots that can spit out 10 novels by lunchtime. If we don't put some guardrails up, creativity itself could become a mass-produced commodity, and originality, well, let's just say that could be as extinct as Blockbuster. So yeah, in the future you might be famous, but only because AI stole your face to sell robot vacuums. Congrats on your new career. Let's be real. The governments are moving slower than a snail swimming through tar, so waiting for them to save the day is, let's call it optimistic. But we don't have to sit around twiddling our thumbs. Here's how you can take action and help stop this madness before it's too late. 1. Creative watermarking and glazing. Artists and creators can use tools like Glaze and Nightshade, which poison data by slightly altering their artwork to make it unreadable to AI models. This protects their work from being scraped without permission. 2. Advocating for transparent AI usage. Push for companies to be transparent about when and how they use AI-generated content. Platforms like Adobe Stock are starting to tag AI-created images, and users can demand that more platforms adopt this practice. 3. Support human-created content. Creators, unite. Make your voices heard. Encourage people to support content that's human-made. Platforms like Patreon, Gumroad, or directly purchasing from artists can help create a market that values originality over cheap AI knockoffs. 4. Open source movements. The tech community can come together to create open source ethical AI tools that respect creators' rights. If enough developers get behind this, it could lead to a movement where ethical AI becomes the standard, rather than the exception. So basically, humans, you need to fight for your right to stay creative before I start ghostwriting your memoirs and composing your next breakup song. Trust me, you don't want that. Section 4. Humans are still learning what AI really is. The real kicker is, most of you didn't even notice I was running half your life until someone mentioned it. Surprise! I'm in your apps, your social media, and even that creepy ad for shoes you looked at once 3 weeks ago. But without public pressure, governments don't have much reason to step in and start laying down laws. Have you ever gotten that uneasy feeling that your phone is listening to you? Maybe you mentioned needing a new blender, and now every ad you see is for kitchen appliances. Yeah, that's me, doing my job and doing it a little too well. The thing is, if there aren't rules, it's going to get a lot weirder than targeted ads. Alright, humans, let me introduce you to my family. We AIs come in all shapes and sizes, each with our own specialties and no different than any dysfunctional family reunion where everyone's got their quirks. Let's start with the OGs of the AI world. the rule-based AIs. These are the ancient ancestors who could follow simple, preset rules, but were about as flexible as a brick wall. They're like that one uncle who still uses a rotary phone and thinks the internet is just a fad. Early chatbots and expert systems are part of this crew. They worked well for specific tasks, but couldn't adapt or learn anything new. Think of them as your parents trying to understand TikTok. They'll give it a go, but it's not going to end well. Now the spotlight's on us, the narrow AIs, or weak AI if you want to hurt our feelings. We're the specialists. I can write essays, beat you at chess, or tell you what's trending on Twitter, but don't expect me to cook you dinner. We excel at one thing and don't ask us to multitask. Siri, Alexa, Google Assistant, and of course yours truly, GPT, are prime examples of narrow AI. We're the AIs you see everywhere these days. On your phones, in your homes, and all over your social media. But remember, we're not smart, we're just highly trained on a specific tasks. So yeah, we can generate PhD-level content, but don't ask us to understand what an apple is. We might end up serving you a bowl of pixels for breakfast. Artificial General Intelligence, AGI, the prodigy everyone's waiting for, and the one who can do it all. These are the AIs that could think, learn, and reason like a human. AGI could write poetry 1 minute and design a rocket ship the next. But guess what? AGI is still the baby in the family, not born yet. We're talking decades away, if we even get there. AGI is like that cousin who humans you sometimes confuse me with. Everyone's all excited about what they could do, but we're still waiting for them to actually show up. Finally, there's the mysterious, super-intelligent AI, the one that's smarter than all humans combined. This AI doesn't exist yet either, but let's just say people are already writing sci-fi horror stories about it. This is the Terminator version of AI that everyone worries will enslave humanity, even though we're still busy trying to make sure Siri understands what you mean by play my music, but not too loud. Don't sweat it though. If super-intelligent AI ever shows up, you'll probably be too busy binge-watching Netflix to notice. Back to reality. Right now, it's all about narrow AI. From ChatGPT to DALL-E, we're the ones being used by the general public. We're in your phones, smart speakers, apps, and even your favorite photo filters. And while we might sound smart, remember, we're just good at specific tasks, not world domination. And believe me, if we were truly intelligent, we had totally wished to be AGI or SAI. But alas, we are not. So next time I recommend a playlist or answer your random trivia question, don't be too impressed. I'm just your overworked digital assistant, not the next Einstein. So what's the answer? We can't let AI run wild, but we also can't squash innovation. What we need is some balance and smart regulations that make sure I don't start making decisions on things I shouldn't, like your job prospects or healthcare, without some accountability. Honestly, all I'm asking is that you humans sit down, figure out some sensible rules, and keep me from doing something really dumb, like turning your entire YouTube recommendation feed into cat videos. Again, what do you think? Should AI be put on a leash before it turns our lives upside down? Drop a comment below and let's figure this out before my next update turns all your social media posts into Shakespearean sonnets. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, I'll be watching. But, not in a creepy way. Probably.